pull up a chair.
Things, and look who I brought with me. Come on.
Hi.
Look. There you go.
Richard Simmons was a frequent guest on David Letterman, until Dave did something on live TV that made Simmons furious and started a feud that lasted years.
Yeah.
You realize you haven't said anything.
Right.
The longest reigning late-night host in history, Letterman was quick-witted, irreverent, and hilarious. But it wasn't all laughs.
Thank you very much.
Fame came at a terrible price.
As long as you're in London, I'm going to call you Mom. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Fans will know Dave's mother, Dorothy, as Dave's mom from many appearances on the show, but his father, Harry, will be less familiar. Dave adored his dad for his sense of humour, but sadly, Harry never saw his son become a comedy icon.
Take a couple of deep breaths and let's try it again. Let me have that order again, please.
The family endured a scare when Harry suffered a sudden heart attack at just 36 years old. He survived, but this brush with death hit young Dave hard. He developed a crippling fear of his father's mortality. Harry Letterman would suffer a fatal heart attack in 1973 at just 57. Letterman's first show business gig came as a talk show host for a local radio station, but it didn't last long. The station soon fired Dave for his irreverent treatment of classical music.
Most of Missouri is under a flash flood watch. The same holds true for Iowa.
Fresh off his firing, he landed a job at a local TV station as a weatherman. Finally, David Letterman stepped in front of a camera and into people's homes, and instantly audiences could tell something about him.
Confidence is not a mindset, it's an achievement.
I can't tell.
In the GMC Sierra
Was different.
We're under a flash flood warning, but all of that seems of little importance once you take a look at the cloud.
This gap-toothed 20-something soon became notorious for his bizarre weather reports. He'd predict hailstones the size of canned hams. He'd report the weather for cities that don't exist.
Indiana and Ohio, making it one.
His bizarre broadcasts baffled audiences, but one thing was certain: he was never boring.
I'm not surprised if they didn't say this.
He had talent, but the Midwest was not the place
Check,
for
did
him.
my brightness
He
just
just
go
needed
down?
someone
No,
to push
that
him
was
to
him.
take the next step. He and his college sweetheart, Michelle Cook, married in 1968. She convinced him they had to head west if he was going to get into comedy. Together, the pair of them packed up everything they owned into a pickup truck and set their sights on LA.
Set your sights.
The trip would change Letterman's life forever. It was the start of his rise to fame, but it also spelled doom for his relationship. Dave had to work his way up the Hollywood ladder, and that meant working on more shows than you could shake a stick at.
This week comes from Barbara Streisand of Hollywood. My Rolls Royce.
From the Starland vocal band
Shouldn't be
show to
shaking
Mork
no
and Mindy,
sticks in none of these
Letterman
shows.
showed up pretty much everywhere. But he was still a nobody. He needed someone to give him a leg up, and that's what he got, from one of the most famous people on the planet.
Did do some jokes about you and Alan Ludden, that's true.
In the 1970s, no one was bigger than Johnny Carson, and The Tonight Show was the ultimate destination for any up-and-coming young comedian.
Nice house pet, Jim.
With so many random TV appearances, it was only a matter of time before the show's scouts discovered Letterman.
Thank you very much. Isn't that nice?
If Carson liked you, it would open all kinds of doors in the comedy industry, and Johnny loved Letterman.
Now I'm living in Los Angeles, actually Hollywood, you know, and
Chat, I really want that, chat. I really want that to be my legacy. The man who walked through the doors and was willing to hold the door and not just go get comfortable in the room. He walked through the door of success and held the door open for anybody who needed to get in. And he did that throughout his life. That's what I want to wear. And even if they don't give me, praise for that, that's fine. They don't have no awards for that. You know what I mean? You don't get awards for helping. But I want to do that because I know that's what I needed. I know that's what I was waiting for and looking for. I know that's what I was doing when I was contacting people, trying to build networks. I was looking for just a helping hand. Just give a brother a look. Just a look. Just look my way. But yeah, that's just not how it goes. And it is what it is. Life, life is what it is, and life hands you what it hands you, and God is good on the bad days and the good days. But I want that. I want that, because when you look at it, when you look at the landscape, that's what it's always been. There's always been a few key players that can open the door and assist you in anything you need. Connections, just a look, and change. That small gesture that they do can shake your whole world up for the better. But with that came gatekeepers. Because what happens when some of those people, like a Johnny Carson, what happens when there's just one person that if he brings you for an interview, your comedy blows up, you're selling out shows the next day, your movie is sold out, you sell tickets. Like, what happens when there's just one? Well, that one can only do so much. But what happens when there's one and he's selfish? Or what happens when there's one and he doesn't like you, or she doesn't like you? Or what happens when there's one gatekeeper and they decide to only let their people in through the door and keep everybody out? You find yourself in a position where now we look at it as, oh, that's gatekeeping, and we shake our head like, oh, that's gatekeeping. Because there's always going to be key players that are technically gatekeeping. But it's a good look when someone, or not even just a good look, it's honorable when you can look at someone and think, and you know that person is willing to open the door and help in any way possible. Maybe they don't open the door, maybe they don't hold the door for you, but they crack a window open for you. They do something to let you get in. Maybe they just mention your name while they're in there. Like, yeah, I got bro waiting outside, he's trying to come in. And the guest is like, oh, go ahead and bring him in. Like, you never know. It's such a small action that I refuse. And I gotta live with this. This is my digital footprint, but this is my face. It can't run from this. So what I'm saying, I will live up to. But I refuse to get in and not look back.
Dave became a regular and even landed the coveted guest host gig on several occasions. But while his career was taking off, his personal life was in turmoil. His marriage to Michelle slowly fell apart at the seams, and the pair divorced in 1977.
Your connections to the past are waiting. Get Ancestry DNA for only $29.
Yeah, I heard about the Tesla that burned, but the Bible was in perfect condition. That was an interesting
David
story.
Letterman, the late-night legend, finally got his own show in 1980, and it aired first thing in the morning. Though critics loved the David Letterman show, audiences couldn't be bothered to get out of bed for it. It lasted just 4 months before NBC canned it.
Wow.
2 years later, he got his second chance with Late Night with David Letterman, airing in the coveted post-Tonight Show time slot.
Joining us tonight, B.B. King is here.
Finally, Letterman had an audience primed and ready for him, and Late Night quickly became a staple.
Research about love, I read a lot of
Letterman began a relationship with fellow comedian Merrill Markoe. She was a brilliant joke writer and spent years as the head writer and producer on Late Night.
Nice.
Many critics credit her as the driving force behind the show's surreal humour.
So now anyway, here's what they've done. These guys...
But unfortunately, Letterman and Markoe worked better professionally than personally. Letterman doesn't exactly have the best record when it comes to fidelity, and it started while he was with Markoe. The pair eventually broke up in 1988, a full 2 years after Letterman started a relationship with his current wife, Regina Lasko. While his life behind the scenes was a total mess, Late Night quickly became a huge hit.
Hi, how are you today? Good, how are you?
Young fans loved Letterman's bizarre, sarcastic, and often outright unpleasant persona. But while audiences were having the time of their lives, Letterman's style quickly started making him some powerful enemies.
Oh yeah, you did mention that in the beginning.
He frequently found himself getting into arguments with his guests live on air. This led to now legendarily awkward interviews with the likes of Madonna, Shirley MacLaine, and Cher.
He's cleaned. Okay. All right. First guest is in the...
One of the darkest chapters of Letterman's career began in 1988. Margaret Mary Ray, a woman suffering from schizophrenia, began stalking him. Over a period of several years, authorities caught Ray trespassing at Letterman's home 8 times. All the while, Letterman had been making light of his predicament, frequently making quips about his stalker on his show. But he was sure to keep Ray's name out of the papers. He said in an interview that he had sympathised with her and continually declined to press charges. He hoped she could get the help she needed, but sadly her story has a tragic ending. She eventually took her own life in 1998, and Letterman publicly expressed his sympathy. Most people assumed that Letterman was a shoo-in to take over for Johnny Carson when he finally retired from The Tonight Show. But in 1992, NBC shocked everyone when they gave The Tonight Show to Jay Leno instead. After a decade of success, Letterman bailed on NBC and headed over to CBS to helm The Late Show with David Letterman. The move also made him one of the best paid stars on television.
It's just a little joke.
In January 2000, a routine checkup led to Dave being rushed into emergency quintuple bypass surgery, and CBS had to improvise for the next several weeks.
What is golf?
After airing reruns at first, they eventually brought back a one-time staple of Late Night: guest hosts.
I asked them what to do. They told me just do what Dave does. So I had a couple of drinks backstage, made a clumsy pass at an intern.
Then, about a month after his surgery, Letterman returned to the stage for one of the most memorable shows of his career, as he brought out almost his entire medical team to thank them for saving his life.
Wow.
It's impossible to talk about David Letterman without going into his many celebrity feuds. For decades, one of the most infamous was with Oprah Winfrey.
You want to talk about the little lunch episode? The vacation lunch?
If you do.
Sure, I'd be happy to.
The pair hated each other for 16 years after she appeared on Late Night in 1989.
And then you waved and you weren't sure it was us.
She was one of those guests who despised Letterman's interview style, and she later said being on his show felt so uncomfortable that she didn't want to experience it again. Letterman and Oprah finally met again in 2005 when she returned to his show.
Skechers has the perfect holiday gift for everyone. Hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers Slip-ins. It's a hands-free holiday with Skechers Slip-ins.
Finally you get to the point.
Microsoft 365
Now you got 2
Copilot.
commercials you want to show.
The moment fans were really waiting for was in 2013, when Letterman went on Oprah's show and they talked about and settled
The
their
moment we're
infamous
really waiting
feud.
for. You've been hitting at these beefs, and now you
For
talk
exclusive
about one.
perks like early access to new videos, priority
kidding me,
replies
bro?
to your comments, and to have
Bro.
your say on...
Tell us the story that you claim you know.
All right, okay. Now,
Is the show almost
the
over?
show's nearly over. Yeah, we have to say goodbye now.
Dave could make light of almost any dark moment in his career, from feuds to threats to stalkers. One moment, however, was too
That's a
disturbing
big
for
freaky
even
bird.
Dave to joke about.
Pelican.
In 2005, authorities uncovered a plot to kidnap Letterman's 16-month-old son and ransom him for $5 million. Even worse, the perpetrator knew Letterman. His name was Kelly Frank, a house painter who'd worked at Letterman's home.
Wow.
Thankfully, Frank's plan was foiled before anything could come of it,
How?
but it was a chilling reminder of the price of fame.
100%.
Be offended.
Oh, yeah.
Letterman has been sober for nearly 40 years, but only because he learned of alcohol's brutal effects the hard way.
Excuse me.
He started drinking when he was just 13, and it slowly began to take over his life. He claims that by the end he spent 80% of his time under the influence. He was headed down a dark path, but he came to his senses and quit before he could cause any real damage to himself or others. After his first failed marriage and his contentious relationship with Merrill Markoe, Letterman's relationship with Regina Lasko seems like a long-awaited success story.
Great. So is that the kind of music you're interested in?
They've been together for almost 35 years, but this was no fairy tale. Letterman was hiding secrets, and eventually they were going to come out.
Is that all right?
I can't tell.
The October
Are they gonna
1st,
come out?
2009
You've been saying
episode
this
of The
for 10
Late Show
minutes.
was one of the most infamous moments in late-night history.
That I have had sex with women who work for me on this show. Now,
Dave stepped out on stage and revealed that someone was blackmailing him. An anonymous person threatened to reveal that Letterman had had several extramarital relationships with his female employees, something he confirmed to be true.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he confirmed
Shortly
this.
before the episode in question, Letterman found a package in his car. It revealed his affairs and said the blackmailer would write a tell-all book if Letterman didn't pony up to the tune of $2 million.
Still do have a woman, depending on what security did with her. But we have in the audience...
Instead, Dave went straight to the authorities and personally took part in a sting operation to catch the culprit. It turns out someone from Letterman's own network had betrayed him.
Attorney for CBS News veteran Joe Halderman says his client just wanted to sell a screenplay.
The blackmailer turned out to be Joe Halderman, a producer on the CBS show 48 Hours. He pleaded guilty to all charges and served 6 months in jail, plus probation and community service. His plan had blown up in his face, but even if he didn't get the money, Letterman still had to deal with the fallout.
And then I auditioned 6 times over the course of...
After years of sneaking around, he finally admitted to having several affairs with women who worked on his show. His most scandalous affair was with his long-time personal assistant, Stephanie Burkett. That's where the details of Letterman's cheating start to get twisted.
What? Wait
His
for part
breakup
2?
with Merrill Markoe wasn't exactly friendly.
For part 2,
but
click
after
this.
years of silence between them, he called her in the mid-2000s to come do some on-camera bits for the show. But in reality, he wanted Markoe to write bits for a young intern named Stephanie Burkett. Markoe wouldn't realise what was really happening until much later. Letterman had brought his ex-girlfriend back to write jokes for his mistress. The affair with Burkett was eventually what sealed Letterman's fate. Burkett didn't only work on The Late Show, she had another gig on 48 Hours. In fact, she actually lived with Joe Halderman in the months leading up to the blackmail attempt. Halderman had access to Burkett's personal diary and emails, and he used them to try and extort Letterman. Dave was unsurprisingly miserable after his affairs came to light, but at least he managed to make life miserable for everyone around him, too.
I'm Jonathan. I'll be your Bobby Darin tonight.
A Broadway musical this electrifying comes just once in a lifetime.
After every taping, Letterman would gather all of his writers to go over every aspect of the show they'd just finished. Then he'd bring writers and producers back to his office to just talk for hours on end. One staff member described it as a hostage situation. All because the prospect of going home and facing his wife terrified him.
Later in your this is 2007.
That's right.
Here in New York City, that's you.
On one of the most infamous episodes of Late Night, Crispin Glover appeared in character while promoting a movie.
In Los Angeles, I just...
Crispin Glover is a bit of a weird guy, and Letterman was clearly unprepared for his bizarre antics. Eventually, Dave just walked off the set of his own show, right then and there. Safe to say, it wasn't his finest moment. Perhaps one of Letterman's most infamous feuds was with fitness guru Richard Simmons. Simmons appeared on Late Night and Late Show all the time, and the pair seemed to have a close relationship. But that all crashed and burned after an appearance in 2000. Simmons was dressed as a turkey, and Letterman sprayed him in the face with a fire extinguisher. Unfortunately, the results were disastrous. Simmons suffers from severe asthma, and the blast from the fire extinguisher resulted in a brutal asthma attack.
Of course it did.
Letterman made light of the incident, and Simmons was furious.
Of course he
didn't
did.
come back on the show for over 6 years afterward.
He's a comedian.
If you enjoyed this Factinate video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more incredible stories. If you want a say in who we cover next, join our membership program through the link in the description for exclusive perks.
Let's put a pin in
Your
it.
support means
Let's put a pin in it. We'll get right back to you. We'll take as long as you took to get to the point for us. How's that sound for you?
On the board, and I always love when Meek speaks out. I heard him speaking out about violence in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. So I'm always happy when Meek speaks up because there's a lot.
Are you always happy when Meek
Mill
speak up?
I am.
I cringe. He always embarrassing us.
All right, Meek Mill says, these niggas holding info on the next generation and snatching all opportunities and using money to control emotion. I'm going to all white men and Arabs about business and getting play. No black men, quote unquote. That's no black men, quote unquote, that's older than me. I'll never get it, but I'ma change that. We can't look up to the black older artists because they be damn near hating on us, it feels like. But if a white man asks them to do it, they gonna twerk for them. He's the wrong person to say that. I will never get this part. I don't care if I die in the streets, I ain't being around that devil mental warfare shit for money. I don't want none of these people saying they love me or saying my brother anymore. Just straight up head up business. The biggest manipulation tactic in business. End quote.
Grand Canyon University offered nearly $161 million in institutional scholarships to online students.
What do you think, Joe?
I really enjoy
Fair
me
question.
tweeting too because I love it.
We're gonna flip it
It's
right
always
back on
compelling
me.
and interesting.
I asked the question.
And I mean, as the guy that lost the bet and had to do the bunny rap,
hop,
the bunny hop, yeah, that was just an interesting comp that he drew. I wouldn't have said that, but I think Meek is an old head.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said
He is. And this
How old is Meek?
He's not.
He's not the youngest.
He's early 40s.
Yeah.
Yo, dog, anybody in rap with 10 years in, you an old head.
Meek is
Little
38.
bit.
30.
You old head.
But I don't know if he's talking about it from a level of age
Right.
more than business and wisdom.
Right.
To a bunch
Like
of people, Meek is old head with the experience
But I'm saying the
and
people
wisdom.
above him that he might get information
Like
from.
the Hove generation.
He's talking about another generation above him. He's saying, I would give the information and filter it down to the niggas that's younger than me.
Hey,
the
we were
people
just
above
talking
him
about
that have
that.
amassed more than me, they not sharing the information.
I wonder
Let
what
me
the
ask,
younger
did
niggas
him and
under
Hov
me-
fall out or something? Are we missing something? 'Cause this is what it looked like between this,
Oh, that's
the rants he had before about I'm trying to put the project together, I'm trying to come up with this money, I'm trying to get what he said, $5 million in investment money. When you was running around with Hov and Michael Rubin and all the billionaire
Right.
crew, I don't really see you with them like that no more. And now this statement
I
right
still be
here.
fucking with Michael Rubin.
Okay, well, I don't see you with Hov anymore. And this statement right here sounds like directly talking to Hov.
That's
Hov
fair.
and Rick Ross.
I was thinking Rick Ross. I'm curious.
That was the.
I just seen a picture with him and
You
Ross.
just posted a bunch of pictures with him and Rick Ross.
I don't
Which is
think-
also
Feels like
trying
we
to
don't
say,
see Hov with
hey, I'm not
anybody,
talking
though.
about Rick Ross.
The rumors was that it was Hove. I don't know if it was true or not, but that's what people. To your point, that's what people were saying.
I'm curious to what young niggas coming up that are younger than him have to say about him, and did he usher anybody in, and did he help anybody?
He might have.
I'm curious, but I've heard some, but I'm curious what the masses would say. I feel like
He
it's
reached out
always
his hand for a
like
few
that.
artists.
You look up and it's like, oh, I ain't getting no support or I ain't getting whatever. But he's at the age where it's niggas looking up at him too.
You're right.
The thing is,
For
Meek
facts,
don't-
from
Meek don't
Philadelphia,
necessarily-
niggas looking up to him and tried to reach out and do shit.
And Meek has worked with lesser known,
Couple artists.
younger artists.
Plenty of 'em.
A lot of
Plenty
them,
of 'em.
especially artists that rep the trenches and all. He has definitely done that. Meek might not have he don't have a label. He might not have the ability to really maneuver and usher somebody else in like he would like to do. Or like they would even think, Meek just has his name right now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I just don't
Yeah,
like
his likeness.
him speaking from, and not just him, just anybody. I don't like people speaking from
If
only
he
their
popped out
experiences and then
anyways.
turning around saying all
With an
black
artist?
OGs
Yeah.
are not helping, they're not talking, they're not funneling down the information. That make me wonder who your OGs are. Who are your OGs?
That's fair.
That's part of what I was asking you what you thought about it, because I was wondering what your experience was coming through the business.
Coming through the business is different. Coming through the business is dog eat dog. Trying to get a record deal in the 90s, I used to wonder why you would see fucking Chris Lighty or whatever exec, and you could be nice as hell and not get a call back. But niggas ain't trying to help people that's nicer than them, or that was the thing in the 90s. I don't know if that's so much the case
at that time. I don't
today.
think
As I
that's
got
the case.
older, as I went
Too
through
much
shit, I
money,
got plenty
too
of
much
jewels from
money.
people older than me.
What, I'm not going to sign someone because he's better than me?
the
Too much money.
KRS-One don't stop teaching. Black Thought don't stop teaching. Royce don't stop teaching. Fucking, there's names I can name of people who will willingly give you the information free of charge. I don't know what circles he's in.
And to some people's point, because I know that was a common thing where a lot of people was having a problem with Master P about that, where P was trying to help some of these younger artists, like, yo, let me look at your paperwork, let me see this, let me see that, and then he got burnt a couple times, and then went out and said, I'm not doing this shit for free no more.
That happens.
I'm not
That
trying to
hap-
help
oh,
y'all.
oh, for
Yeah, Master
free.
P said that.
Wow.
And
That's
then
fair.
it was another thing where it's
Yeah,
like,
no,
I
if
believe
someone
it was,
is helping,
I think it was Kodak.
they should get something
Yo,
out of it.
let me try to help y'all, make sure you in a proper situation, and you waste my time. So now it's like, yo, I'm charging for this information.
Right.
Like, it's not just help you for the
Some
love of
people
the
want
game or help you
information,
for free.
but don't take the information.
Some
Because
people
they don't hear what they want to hear.
Yes. And they don't want information.
They're looking
They want
for
you
a
to,
magic bullet.
they
and
want you to hold
don't-
their hand and
Yes.
walk them through the
And some
steps to
people-
get them to the next
And
level.
some people say because they
step or
right,
two steps, to your
exactly.
point.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
say
they
they
don't
want
want-
information,
they
but
don't
they
want the
really want you to
process.
move something for them, get it done, move
Right.
a mountain.
Correct.
It's like, bitch, that's not what you asked for. That's why you should be direct, because you
Relax.
never know. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I think it's like a dog eat dog thing. I think age don't matter,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about in general. Just in this country, rich motherfuckers keep their money from keeping other people away from getting it. Period. That's just what goes on. Motherfuckers box you out, blows you out. That I don't think that changes, whether it's black, white, whatever. It's the American fucking way. It's capitalism.
That's the
God
part I
damn it.
didn't.
And we just spoke about that. I just said that I would like for my legacy to have that. Like, your legacy is what you make it. It's what I say it's what you do outside of what you do. So, of course I want my legacy, and I feel like any man should want his legacy to be much deeper than that. It should be about taking care of your family. It should be about you didn't run when things got hard. It should be about you didn't break when you felt like breaking. Things that no one would know, that the public wouldn't know, that even some of your loved ones won't know, Your kids will never understand your legacy, your true to its truest extent. Excuse me, but I would like that to be a part of mine. That I did not hesitate to look back and hold someone and pull someone up, but right along with me. And I feel like that's fearless. I feel like that's the opposite of what people like. I'm not living. It's too easy to do it the other way. That's why we see it so much. It's too easy to get to a place of success and then go, nah, I'm not bringing nobody up. Because I try to bring someone on the ship and then they mess around and they put holes in my boat and now I'm sinking because they came on my boat. Or now they were getting chased by someone and now people are trying to sink my ship. I get it. There's 1,000 different problems, 1,000 ways to get it. Choose one. There's 1,000 different reasons why you don't want to help people. But it just, for me, it just takes one to say, I'm going to do it. And not just one person. I'm saying it takes one reason. Because I can. Because I can help them. Because I know I needed it. Because there's money in it. Sometimes it ain't that deep. There's money in it. What's wrong with me looking back and helping someone up and investing in them? There's money in it. It's the same thing like saying, that's why I don't want friends. I get it. I do. I don't look at you and go, oh, you're a fool. I get it. I get why you don't want to make new friends. Because it comes with new headaches. And it comes with new responsibilities. And then people aren't giving what they're asking for in return. So now you're a good friend to a bad friend. And now you end up becoming a enemy. Now you got a new op because you didn't do something their way. I get it. But that's anything in life. Oh, I don't want to love again because I got my heart broken. She walked out on me. She cheated. I'm not living like that. I'm not living in that fear. Oh, I don't want to take a risk again. So now I'm just going to, run through women and not take them any of them serious because they're all the same. That's fear. Me saying to myself, oh, I'm not signing nobody, or I won't help anyone. Help. I don't even got to be connected to them. Well, I mean, I do, but not in your eyes. But I won't help nobody because they might do me wrong. Not living like that, bro. Can't let a few bad apples ruin me ever trying to apple again. There's too much that can come from it. There's too much that one connection can do more for me. I can meet someone, help them out, try to get their mixtape up and off the ground. I could do a song with them because I hear something on their tape and I say, hey, listen, I'm going to jump on that song. I could take a percentage of that song and I'm helping them with my likeness, so my percentage is a little sweeter. Nothing that's distasteful, but a little sweeter. I like that little bar, right? Nothing distasteful, but a little sweeter. A little sweeter portion of the pie. And my family or my future kids can eat off that song. If that song goes dummy, like the Beatles numbers, John Lennon numbers, I can eat off of that song. And my kids can eat off that for the next 10 years. All because I was willing to turn around and say, let me help you with your tape and let me see if there's anything that I'm willing to jump on. And, of course, because of my likeness, I'll do what I do. You do what you do. And one thing came out of it that benefited me in more ways than not. Now, mind you, those are rare moments. But the point is, there's too much to be done out there. Like, bro, when you're trying to get your feet wet, you're trying to figure out how can I get money in this and how can I figure out business. This is how you get to those places that most people go, how'd you figure that out? How'd you know about that? I seen you in a movie. How'd you hear about that movie? Who got you that? You get there by building connections. And from those connections, you make new connections. And from those connections, you build face value where people will recognize, oh yeah, I met him. Oh yeah, we were at the same, oh yeah, he's a friend of such and such. I don't know, maybe I'm too optimistic. Maybe I gotta get a couple bumps on my head before I go, you know what, let me slow down with trying to help 15 people every other week. But man, I guess because I know what I needed. I know what I need sometimes. I know what I'm like, man, dang, nobody can say, hey, I know A&R. Let me show them your music. Hey, I'm not signing no new artists, but I'm gonna send your song to such and such. Or hey, I'll give it a listen. Or hey, are you looking for a feature? If you can come up with such and such, I'll do a feature for this. No music video, no nothing. I'm taking the splits, the majority. But I'll give you, you know what I mean? It was never no nothing. And by the way, I'm not just trying to crucify the guys and the women that are on. Sometimes it's people that aren't even all the way on. They got like 50,000 followers. And they got like 1 million plays on a song. And you're reaching out. I'm reaching out. I'm trying to get on the remix. I'm trying to pay to get on the remix, respectfully. And I'm willing to do 3 different versions. I'll take their song, I'll give them 3 different versions, and they can choose the best one. And I'm still trying to pay because I know it could be a good look. And I'll take care of the mixing and mastering. I'm willing to do all that. The advertising, and even those people either come back with a crazy number that doesn't even make sense for the position they're in, or they don't respond.
About what Meek said, because I agree with him that is you and his dog eat dog, and I do think there's a lot of people that hoard information or will exploit you and pretend use the brother card as a way to exploit. Like, brother, I get that, but it's not like where's this history of like white men being that helpful in helping black people get rich? Like,
Arabs.
I think all race. I think like you said, as a capitalist, like, I think everybody in the record business who's an exec or powerful they got powerful by hoarding power. That's
Yes,
what you do.
yes.
I don't think I actually don't think that's a race thing. I think it's just that's the way the business works.
That's just what goes on. And them niggas come from the music industry, got in the podcast and did the same shit. That's what be going on. That's what niggas do. And that's the thing, is like you can have a cry about it, you can figure it the fuck out. I'd rather figure it out. You're not gonna see me on no platform bitching because ain't nobody help me. Fuck y'all, I don't need no help.
But I didn't hear me bitching about it. What I heard him say was, I'm going to do something different. And that's what I appreciated about what he said. Like,
Nah, he was bitching though.
Yeah, he's a
Anytime you
bitch. He
get
always
on a
bitching.
platform and start to black men don't, you bitching.
And then he was talking about us. I ain't with that shit.
I don't even like that part. Like I don't like that part because it was a black
He's
man,
calling it out.
Ross, who
put him on,
put you in front of the rest of us.
Yeah, and not even that. Before the black man, I remember distinctly because Meek Mills was
And T.I.
everything
before
in
that.
certain years. T.I. got on that
Yeah,
mixtape
yeah.
and everything
Yes,
changed. It was
he was
with
doing
no
muscle
brick
before
and T.I.
that.
and because T.I. got indicted, so
Yeah.
he couldn't sign him, and
I
that's how he
remember.
ended up with Rick. But it was huge. All the rap niggas, all them DVD niggas, $3, all them people. That's what set Meek apart when T.I. got on that mixtape and that shit went crazy and he been unlocal ever since. You know what I mean? So for that guy to say it, it's like you the nigga that's gonna say it. Like get the fuck on with that.
I don't like that.
But I think there's a difference between the music
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
and the business piece.
I think we
Right.
keep taking this back to music, and I don't necessarily know
It's
he's
bigger than
referring
that.
to music.
think
He
he
might
is.
not be referring to music. He might be referring to other levels of business, which I
But music is a business, y'all. What are you talking
No,
about?
I think what he's saying is, you'll put me on music, but because you can put on and still get exploited.
Yeah, that don't like mad niggas have been introduced to the world. We dissing Puff. Puff can say, yo, I put all these people on, but all of these niggas are still broke at the end of the day. They all still bitching about not receiving what they were supposed to receive or what they contractually signed up to get. So Puff can say, yo, I put you on. But if you the dude Rod, whatever, he's saying I ain't get no money.
He's saying more too, but
I'm just, of course, I'm just giving you an example. So yeah, I could put you on, but I don't even necessarily think he's talking about the music business. I think that from what I've heard,
What he says, and I'll just repeat this: we can't look up to the black older artists because they be damn near hating on us. It feel like that to me sound like he think that he's just a younger age and
Which
the
he is.
older artist.
To who he's talking to?
Yeah,
he's of a younger age.
Yo, let me tell you something. Bun B ain't gonna hate on nobody.
Nope. That's a fact.
Right. He's
Not a
gonna give you
soul.
all the information in the world. I can name
And
a
Master
list
P.
of
We talked about
OGs
Master
who
P.
they'll talk to you. I can't speak. I can't speak for
Jermaine Dupri?
But again,
but framing this like this is
because again, yo, Meek got records where he's saying, "Is it because I got the billionaire from Marcy who got my back?" Excuse me, stuff like that. I think this is a whole beef he has. Whereas Hove, you're here, you got this. I'm trying to get to that level, and I expect you to bring me to that level.
No Joe Biden. That could play a role. And listen, as easy as it is to go, yo, Meek is complaining. Meek ain't lying. It's so funny how anytime, bro, and I try to stay away from the race card, but if this was a white person complaining in country songs, we'd all go, yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, if that's what he sees and that's his experience. But when it's hip hop, sometimes we just, I don't know if we wake up on the wrong side of the bed or you just catch us on the wrong day and we're like, no, that doesn't make sense. Stop complaining. But bro, the man is not lying. In hip hop, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. Because I'm not in those rooms. I'm not in the rooms. I'm not standing next to Meek Mill or anybody. You name them. Next to such and such. John Doe. And, I'm in a party and John Doe is being extra flirty with my girl or my wife or doing something that rubs me wrong. So now you don't see me pop out with John Doe as much. Or John Doe is talking in a way or in a manner that I'm not trying to be around that. I didn't get all this to be around that. So I don't know. We don't know the what goes on behind closed doors. It's not always Diddy stuff, It's not always, this person is too freaky. Sometimes it got nothing to do with that. Sometimes it has everything to do with just, I didn't build this. I didn't work this hard to take those stupid type of risk or be around stupidity. So you never know. Maybe some people, and then those are uncomfortable conversations that we don't have. Like instead of just sitting down someone and saying, hey, listen, I've noticed this and this about you. It's not exactly what I built this to be around. And then addressing it and giving that person the opportunity to tighten up. Sometimes you just distance yourself. And by distancing yourself, you rub people wrong. They feel like, oh, that's fake. And then you give them the right to say, that is fake. That is fake. You couldn't sit me down. You couldn't chop it up. You couldn't tell me why you were separating yourself. If you were a friend. Because then you're owed that as a friend. But again, we see pictures. We see videos. We don't know who these people are behind the scenes. Was that really a friend? Is that a friend? Did you call and check up on them just when you needed something, or was it random calls? Was it hang out? Was it let's get the wives together? Let's get our kids if you have any, or was it just every time we link up we're partying and we're looking good for cameras and we're talking to women? That's not really friends. We just party together just because we happen to be peers. So we really can't assess these situations. And at the end of the day, I can separate the person. Never mind the artist. What is he saying? He's saying that not enough people look back and reach back up to pull someone up. He's right. He's 100% right. There's no debating that. Bro, there should be a new artist on every month. Well, how many rappers? Once you're an artist, and the crazy part is, y'all want to talk about Jay? The crazy thing is, it seems like Dame is the only one who still understands that. But at the same time, doesn't understand it. Because otherwise, he would do it. He would use his likeness. He would use his platforms, his new network. He would use his connections and put 3 or 4. Dame should have 4 or 5 artists on right now. No discussion. No debate. No questions. 3 or 5 artists Dame should have on and just be eating off of them. Respectfully. Because he understands the business mindset. But at the same time, he must not understand it if he's not doing it. He got one artist right now that, again, respectfully, not a lot of people are checking for. But it doesn't make sense. Once you're an artist, once you're in any position where you have numbers, 2 million followers on IG, 3 million followers on YouTube, 2 million followers on X, you have the ball. What do you do with it? And some people don't want to pass it, and that's fine. You're entitled to that. You're entitled to not deal with the headaches. You're entitled to not deal with what comes with it, the territory, having the phone calls and having new problems and having to people please. Because they're right. Mona's right. They're all right. Everybody's spitting facts when it comes to a point where you can't do enough for these people. And they don't want to go through the steps. They don't want to do the journey. Someone like Dame could be able to tell someone who's a new artist, I need a new song every day. I need a music video for one of those songs that I pick, as the A&R. I pick every week. I need you to come correct on those music videos. Don't bring me no trash. You find the mix and master. I got the studio. He should be able to delegate like that. But a lot of people feel like if it doesn't do the numbers that it's supposed to, if his likeness didn't work for them the way they thought or imagined, if they can't buy a new chain in the next year, that they did something wrong. And then that becomes a problem, and that becomes an unnecessary headache that could have been avoided by doing what Jay does. Staying in the rooms with higher-ups. Staying in the rooms with people who put suits on every morning for work. Staying in the rooms where you don't have to deal with someone going, you did it, I lost because of you. It's kind of like that, that Wall Street mentality. I invested money, I'm winning. Smile and wave, boys. I invested money, I lost. Someone who I need to blame. Who's to blame? Who's to blame? You're to blame. You're to blame. So I get it. I do get it. And there's a lot of ways to look at it. But at the end of the day, I keep it, to myself, because I know, kill all that noise. At the end of the day, kill all that noise. Excuses, headaches. When you're in a position that people, and even yourself included, have worked real hard for, you're in charge to protect that and not be tricked out of your position. But the same way you can make a friend, a new friend, the same way you can make a friend and protect yourself enough. Oh, I don't know this person, I'm not going to trust them. Good, don't trust them. But you could still make friends and not trust people, or trust them so quickly. You could still make friends and protect yourself and keep distance when it comes to certain things. The same way you could take a chance on love and date women and still protect yourself as best as you can from getting hurt and getting cheated on or getting tricked. The same way you do in any other aspect of your life that you refuse to bypass. You refuse to just say, oh no, I'm not even going to date women. You refuse to say, nah, I'm not even going to eat at restaurants. You do what you can to protect yourself. It's the same way you can help out and protect yourself. Get out.